Start by sharing
Okay,
the thesis guidelines. All right, so I'll go through. We'll start by going through the guidelines. The good part is some of these things we tackled them in our during our proposals. Though most of us were repeating the same mistakes over and over. So let us go through it for the last time. After that, you'll be on your own. We'll just be going through and grading whatever submission that you make. I guess we can start now. Stop admitting people because we already agreed the time that we're supposed to start. So these are joining after we start. I'm not going to admit them. All right, so we can start. So already, I guess some of you have already gone through the format as well as the guideline, which are very, very, very important for each one of us here. So I've got the structure that we need to follow. We have got the structure that we need to follow. So in most cases, there is the preliminary pages. Let me check the preliminary pages as I'm talking. That you are supposed to use as well for the first 14 pages. So just give me a minute. I check those preliminary pages and see if I can share them as well. Okay, so I'll just open them here as well. All right, so uh, we have preliminary pages that we are required to follow, and these are the preliminary pages here. Okay, so I've got the title. So let me go back to let me open the preliminary pages just a minute so that we can see what I'm talking about. So all of us, we need to use these pages. We need to use these pages no matter what. It requires to use these pages, the preliminary pages. Okay, so I'll share these preliminary pages in the group. So please should go through them. So this is the preliminary pages that I'm talking about. Okay. So on the cover page, we have something like this. Okay. We have something like this. So if I know your project for the degree of Bachelor of Science in, so if it's the Bachelor of Science in information and whatever, you need to write it in complete. Bachelor of Science in whatever. And then here you write your topic. So here you need to have the title. Okay. To see the design and the like. Then your name, write your name here. If you are John, you are Peter, you're James, you write your names. School of Engineering, the list should remain the way they are. Then year you change to 2026. So here please need to take note of the font size. Remember the font size we are using it is 12. Okay. The 20 font size is 12. Then the font is Times New Roman. Then your topic again. So this topic should be on the second page. This should be title should be on the second page. So I'll leave the demo topic like that on the second page. So you can even remove it. And then your topic again, the advisor name. So you write the advisor, then the advisor name. Okay, let me allow these ones who are trying to join just a minute. These get over there. And these ones are done, I guess. Okay. This now stopped submitting. All right, so advisor name, then your name, the list should remain the way they are. Okay, and then a thesis submitted to, you leave them the way they are for the degree of Bachelor of Science. That's the full program. I know in your portals it shows Bachelor of Information, but please, the full name is Bachelor of Science. Okay, in whatever it may be, Information and Communications Technology, Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Bachelor of Science, whatever, Information Security and Computer Forensics, so it's a science. Okay, so yeah, you write it in full. Then the year, don't forget to change to 2026. Remember we're in 2026. So you say 2026. Okay. Then, so all these were still at preliminary. So here we're not supposed to sign. It can only be signed after you have done your printing or done your printing. That's when it can be signed. And then you go to certificate of approval, your topic, your name again. Okay. So in most cases, we can even remove it. The certificate of approval can be removed. It's okay. It's okay. Then declaration. You have to declare that this is your work and the like. So the way it is, you follow the same. Your name. If you want, you can have your own declaration. I'm not saying you get exact words, but this is the structure that we want everyone to follow. This is the structure that we want everyone to follow. Okay. Then the dates, I guess this will be done. The signing will be done, and after you're done with your jackets, black jackets, that's when you can sign and include the signature here. So should be on the day of submission. That's when you can sign on that part. Then you acknowledge your acknowledgements. Okay, once you're done with your acknowledgements, dedication. Okay, should be dedicating this your work to your friends, family, or whatever it may be. You write your dedication. From dedication, So please take note of the font size as well as the spacing, which is 1.5. Okay, then I'll talk about the other thing in the next page, which is missing here. Then you go to your list of abbreviations. Okay, so list of abbreviations, others they'll say glossary, but use the term list of abbreviations. So I have your abbreviation here. If it is an example, any abbreviation, let's say AI, then the description, artificial intelligence, right? In order. So you say artificial intelligence like that. This is what we're talking about, a list of uh, abbreviations. And then you go to you have to write them neat. Okay, abstract. So your abstract shouldn't be more than 1 page. Okay, most cases, let everything be within a page with the abstract. Then in the abstract, you don't include citations. Don't include citations inside the abstract. Don't include citations inside your abstract. Okay. So this abstract should be within a page or just a page. It is enough. It is enough. Okay. Not more than 1 page, 2 pages. No, no, no. It is enough. Then you go to your table of contents. Most of you, what you are submitting, you had the table of contents, but the table of content wasn't automated. We want an automated table of contents. So in this case, everything is automated. I can just insert here if I want, because I've already done the automation part. So I'll just insert the table that I want, and like that. Because I was already doing the automation. So this is what I mean by automations. Okay. So you are not supposed to create a table of content manually. If you check what most of you are submitting, you agree with me that your table of content wasn't automated. These lines you are doing them manually and they were not in order, they were poorly done. So please, 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 when it comes to the table of contents, let it be automated. For example, if you want to go to certificate of approval, when I'm at the table of contents here, I'll just click and it will take me to table of contents. Sorry, to that particular section that I want to access. Okay, this is what I mean by automation. So make sure that your table of content is automated. So on your free time, you need to learn how to create an automated table of content. It's simple and straightforward. Okay, like this. This is automated. So if you're going to do a manual, expect me not to go through that particular work. We expect all our work to be done in a smart way. Okay. Once you're done with the table of contents, you go to chapter 1 now. Sorry, before chapter 1, we have got a list of figures. List of figures and list of tables. So list of tables is also automated, where we are listing our tables, we're also listing our figures. So this is also automated. So this one, creating a list of tables is simple. For example, if you have got a figure that you want to insert, maybe a diagram, which is a figure, right? And then you want to add the caption. We go to references, or else insert caption here. Then you choose, is it a figure or a table? If it's a table, you go for a table. If it's a diagram and all those architectures, then it's a figure. If you want, you can even write here. Okay, you can even write here like that. So this is a figure that I've inserted, right? So if you want to do another table, I'll go to references, another figure, sorry. I'll go to references after adding the figure, insert caption. It will automatically pick figure 2, like that. If you want to add another one, either a table, you do the same things after adding that particular image or picture. Then if you want to, let's say you have added the all those tables, all those figures. Now you want to create your list of figures. It's simple and straightforward as well. You go to your references, just like the way we did with the table of contents. You go on insert table of figures. Then you choose, do you want figure or table? If you want to insert the table, you go on the table. If it's a figure, you go on figure like that. Then you're going to have them, the figures like the way they are here. So in my case, let me drop the other one. And then I'll just update here. Okay. Update fields, entire table, like that. This is what we want, everything to be automated. Then if I just click there, it will take me to that particular figure that I want or which I inserted. All right, so once you are done with your table of figures, then you start your chapter 1. Chapter 1. So when you start your chapter 1, you write chapter 1 like this. Okay? Chapter 1, what you have under chapter 1 are just introductions. Then you center them like this, like that. Okay? Have you seen how I've centered them? You center them, then uh, you change your, since you want this guy to be on your table of contents. Now I'm showing you how to do it. Okay, it's okay. You go to your home page, styles, you give it style 1 or 2. You can give it heading 2 if you want, like that. And then you center it back like that. Okay. Then you can do all the sub headings under chapter 1, following the structure that has been provided. So now we number all the sub headings using you number them using Arabic numbers. Okay. So you say 1.0. If 1.0 is let's say introductions, while you're introducing the while you're introducing the what's this, the chapter, so you say introductions like that. Okay. Also, this subtitle needs to be added to the table of contents. So you do the same like we did. Okay. So now the introduction should be brief. Here you are only introducing the chapter as well as the topic in short. So when you are introducing the topic, we expect you to include what? Citations. So let's say if you're talking about artificial intelligence, right? That's your topic is on artificial intelligence and the like. Then under introduction, you're talking about artificial intelligence. And don't forget to include your citations either. So you can cite using referencing tools such as Mandarin, EndNote, and these others. Okay. So now, this is now where you need to read about other scholars. What? Okay. What did they do? What uh, other scholars did about that particular topic? So you have to research here. Okay, so that you know what to include in your introduction as well as in your writings. So What can assist you here? We've got references. You can include your citations here. Okay. If you want, you can manage your sources. So in our case, we are using our device using APA or IEEE. Okay, so you can use this. So the best way is you can add uh, the citations here. Okay, sorry. You can include the citations and then you add, go to citations and then add a new source. So now new source, is it a book or a journal? You indicate if it's a book or a journal. Author, what and what, based on the information that you got from Google Scholar, Springer, IEEE Explorer, all those. Okay. So I talked about how to use all those things. So it's simple. You can go there, just copy and paste the authors, or you can import. I guess there is a way of importing multiple. Uh, let's say, yeah, you can import. There's a way. Forgotten, but there is a way. Just a minute. Instead of inserting one, you can do. Uh, wait, I can't see the option. You can just import an XML file. Just a minute. Let me go to manage. And then browse. Okay. From browse, you can, yeah, like this one. So you can import an XML file here. Instead of inserting one by one, you can just have all the files converted to MSF XML file and import them. Okay. Yeah. So once you have them, in my case, I have this demo. Okay, so I can push all this to my current list. So let me do this so that I can use them. I'll push them to my current list so that I can start using them like that. Okay. So now, uh, let's say you are done with this is your introduction, you are right, then you want to cite who said that particular words or those words, then you want to cite where we can find those information or that particular work. You just go to either manage or insert, but don't forget to indicate the star. If you're using IEEE, which I recommend, you can use IEEE, then click on insert citation, then you choose which one from the sources that you have. If you want to cite that, then to mark one as the first citation. So remember, if this is the first one, we expect this citation to be on the first under references. We expect this to be the first one, which is for Moses, right? If you want to include another citation, it's the same things. You go there, indicate. So if you want to include that, include it like that. If you want to change to upper, then you can change to upper like that. Have you seen? Just change it. So if you will be using this format, we expect Mupeta 2024 to be the first one on your references, under your references. So this is what I meant by citation. And remember, no uncited work will be accepted. I saw most of you, you're just doing copy and paste. Then you submitted. Trust me, no such work will be accepted. All work should be cited using real citations which exist. Okay. Why? What I mean is this: if this is what you have, we expect the same things under your references. Okay. We expect the same things under your references. The same citations. So let me do this. We expect the same citations. Okay. The same work cited. under your references. So if you choose IEEE, we expect IEEE like that. Have you seen? This is the first one which I cited in under IEEE, if you remember, which is this one. It's the same one that we have here. This is what we cited. So we expect the same thing. They have to be aligned like that, the way we cited them. Okay. So you don't just get things and push them under your references, which are not cited anywhere. That work won't be accepted at all. Okay. So I can go back to the structure. So I've talked about the the entire preliminary. We can go to chapter one. So chapter one, you have your introduction, which should be brief. Okay, should be brief, just introducing the topic and the chapter as well. Then you go to your background of studs. We're now giving us the background of that particular topic. Previously, I talked about what you need to write and the background of study. We're not going to talk about the background of study. Okay, so you give us 1 point, the way it is, okay, 1.1 background of stud. Then you go to 1.2 motivation of stud, okay. Then sometimes you can combine the motivation of stud and significance of stud under one paragraph, but you can write them the way they are. 1.3 significance of stud, scope of stud. You tell us the scope of stud. Okay, already talked about the scope of stud. Then the problem of stud. You already know what to write inside your problem of stud. So here, but introduction, we are including citations. Significance of stud, no citations. Even if you include, don't include them, it's okay. Okay, that's under the significance of stud. Then okay, and then the problem of stud, it's a must. You need to include citations. You need to include citations, like I'm from showing you. You need that inside under the problem of stud. Objectives, please, no citations. So your objectives, it's what you want. It's you are now breaking down the steps on how you are going to achieve your journey, though. Yeah, your topic in short. So under objectives, I've got two. Your general objective, which is the main goal. Okay, specifically, mastery, which is your topic. Specific objectives, you're breaking down your objectives. You're showing us steps on how you're going to achieve your your general objective. That is under your specific objectives. Research questions, they always answer questions in relation to your specific objectives. Then you go to conceptual framework. We're not including it under chapter one. We are pushing it to chapter two. Okay. Then you do your definition of terms. Then you are defining terms used. And then your organization of the thesis. So organization of the thesis, remember our thesis is divided into 5 chapters. So you give like a summary of what we expect to see in each and every chapter. Then you go to chapter 2. This one now, we expect you to have full citations throughout. You have got overview 2.0, which is an overview. So here you are giving an just like an intro, introducing the topic. Sorry, not the topic, but the chapter. Okay. Then you have got the review of the literature, okay? Where you are reviewing now we are writing now in detail about this particular topic. You're looking at what other guys they have done, similar works and the like. And then related works specifically, you are comparing, you need to compare three previous works similar to yours. Okay, if there are systems, talk about those three systems. Okay, how those three systems that are related to your work, so that we know the gap which was left, which you are trying to fill in. Please make sure that these are included, citations are included. Please make sure. Then from there, we have now we can talk about the concept of frameworks now here. Okay, since you are developing, we expect to see the concept of framework. Okay, then gaps in the literature. What gaps are there that you identified that you're trying to fill in? Once you are done, you go to your chapter 3, methods, methodology. So you start with overview. I already talked about all these things, so it's the matter of you following these. So citations under chapter 3 mostly, it's layer. You talk about your research design, what design are you going to use? I already talked about this. Baseline of stud, you indicate a baseline of stud, data collection. So here, if you are thinking you just design, you develop, then that's the end of your research you are writing. You need to go and do the actual research, collect data. Okay, so that you show how data was collected, or the sample size, make sure that the sample size is mentioned. Okay, so you can know about all those things if you do the actual data. Okay, if you interacting with people, you do interact with people so that you can have the first-hand information. Okay, then the rest of things you're not going to have issues with them. So for now, these are the three chapters that I expect each one of you to submit without issues. So allow questions, just 5 questions are enough, which I'll pick at once. Okay, those with questions. Mr. Mambo, you can go first.
All right, thank you so much, sir, for the guidance. Um, I'm following up on the references and or the citations. Some of us were using um, other referencing apps that are there, like Zotero. Are those also accepted? That's number one. Then when we
Yeah,
submit,
those are referencing tools, right? But
yes,
what style were you using the referencing style? Was it
Harvard.
upper, Harvard? Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Then also just another question would be, when submitting, are we submitting? Of course, I personally submitted a PDF document, so I don't know if we should submit a Word or PDF document.
Word document.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mwanga.
Yes, sir. I was looking at when you talked about the methodology. Looking at the methodology that
Yes, sir.
we or someone had taken on. Some of the methodologies are quite similar to the methodologies that were done by others. Maybe in relation to just distinguish between the ones that were existing already and the ones that are now existing, which means there could be a similarity on the two. So I don't know in that case, how do
Okay,
you do?
if there is a similarity, what improvements are you making yourself?
Okay.
So that's the question that you should ask yourself. Are there any improvements that you are making?
Yes, there
Maybe in
is an
terms of
improvement.
processing,
Yes.
maybe it could be the same procedures being used, like you mentioned. Everything are just the same, but your case you're just improving on the maybe the manufacturing process or the manufacturing time. It could be the
Okay.
same item was being processed or manufactured. Maybe let's say previously, maybe within it was being processed at an hour. With
Yes.
your technologies or your techniques are processing the same kind of can be data maybe at a minute or 30 seconds.
Okay.
So
So,
there must be some addition that you're trying to make to the body of knowledge.
okay. So just to get an example, I'll talk about some gadgets that were used to, maybe this is a simple example. I'll talk about the gadgets that were used to like to use on land, and now the gadgets that we're using. Basically, it started from somewhere where they had used some. Yes, it was more or less of lower technology than now. So in that aspect, there could be that similarity of you starting with the lower technology that they used that time, and now with the higher technology that they are using now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it could be
Our
that you can't really drift away from what you're talking about.
I'm trying to get.
What I simply mean is, for example, if I'm here in a remote area, I use maybe I don't have the GPS machine. So someone else just uses something like a gadget that is used to measure the amount of land that they need, or the square meters of land that they really put out across there. Then I use some bit of technology that is more enhanced, more than that the other one that was there. So in a way, we are all doing one thing, but we just got different gadgets that we're using. I hope you understand that one.
Yeah, I understand. So in that case, you can make it a case study.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Amon?
Yes, sir. The one that you shared, the previous proposal that we are following, this one is quite different from the one that we had followed. That's why maybe some of us the mistakes that we have seen, because on here I've seen it for the first time where you've shared the introduction where it has some citation, also the literature review, the citation, then they just supposed to tally. I think for me it's just the first time that I've seen this. So maybe if we can just share it in the group so that maybe everyone cannot make the similar mistake that we had made.
Or I think I will share it, though I've been sharing that guidelines. Mr. Joseph, the last question.
Thank you very much, sir. I wanted to find out on the sample size, how do you come up with an adequate sample size for your particular study? Because the time we have... Come again?
Sample size, it depends with your topic.
Okay.
Well,
So
at least,
Is there like a
we don't
minimum?
have a limit as well. So it depends how you want your data to be accurate. So
Okay,
I
so
can say get a sample size should be 10, but we find that 10 won't be enough. So
okay.
yeah, so it depends with your topic again.
So
But with
I
you
want
guys who are developing, you are all developing, so the sample size shouldn't be a problem. You can have a sample size of 100 if you want to today. You can create a survey, send it online, let people participate and the like. So with you guys, it's not an issue.
okay. I raised this question because the time we were having presentation, one of the panelists had a problem with my sample size.
What was the sample size?
My sample size was 150.
Then what suggestion did you make?
He said it's too minimal. It's too minimal. It had to be way above
What's
150.
the topic?
My case SMEs that mobile adaptation of SMEs in Kamala markets.
That is under social science.
Yes.
No. Okay, according to me, that 150 is okay. 150 is okay. 150 is okay. I don't know because you cannot manage to have a sample size of 1,000.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's a challenge. 150 is okay and it's acceptable under social sciences.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Tim. Thank you so much. I expect you to start doing the right things now. Starting from tomorrow, please. You can start your submission or not tomorrow, but Friday. I expect everyone to do a new submission, and I'll give you feedback as soon as possible. You can have a blessed evening, please. In case of anything, you can just post in the group and I'll respond.
Thank you very much.